Please watch this all the way through. This sounds like several creators on YouTube that God and other people in our lives that we run across. And in God's words, we should not help them. It opened my eyes. I was listening to it this morning. And I hate how it kicks me off when I try to start it.
God's warning, 7 types of people you should never help, according to the Bible. Have you ever found yourself constantly pouring into people who only drain you? Have you ever helped someone over and over, only to realize they were never truly changing? The truth is, not everyone is meant to be helped. The Bible gives us clear warnings about the types of people we should avoid helping, not out of a lack of love, but out of wisdom and obedience to God. There is a fine line between being a blessing and being an enabler, and if we are not careful, we can find ourselves being manipulated, used and drained by people who are not truly seeking change. Proverbs 4:7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting get understanding." That means our help must be led by godly wisdom, not just emotions. In this video, we're going to dive deep into God's warning about the 7 types of people you should never help. These warnings are not based on human opinion, but on powerful biblical principles that will transform the way you give, serve, and protect your peace. Many Christians struggle with guilt when it comes to saying no to people. We've been taught that helping others is always good, but what if I told you that helping the wrong people can actually go against God's will? There are people in our lives who are not looking for help. They are looking for someone to carry their burdens while they continue in their ways. They want your effort, not your wisdom. Jesus himself set boundaries. He walked away from certain people, John 2:24, warned against casting pearls before swine, Matthew 7:6, and did not allow himself to be manipulated by those who had no desire to change. If Jesus set boundaries, why do we struggle to do the same? And so let's explore the 7 types of people you should never help according to the Bible. Number 1, the lazy and idle. Beloved, I want you to hear me today with spiritual ears and a discerning heart. There is a difference between helping those who are struggling and enabling those who refuse to move. The Bible is clear. Laziness is not a weakness. It is a choice, a habit, and ultimately a form of self-sabotage. Proverbs 10:4 declares, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." If a man refuses to work, if he refuses to apply himself, if he consistently avoids responsibility, then the poverty he experiences is not an attack of the enemy. It is the result of his own neglect. The Apostle Paul was so strong on this issue that he wrote to the Thessalonian church saying, "If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat." 2 Thessalonians 3:10. This wasn't cruelty. It was a principle of divine accountability. God has designed life in such a way that we reap what we sow, and if a person sows nothing, he should expect to reap nothing. But when we step in and continually rescue the lazy, we disrupt the divine system that was meant to bring correction. Some people confuse helping with enabling. Understand this. When you help a lazy person financially, you do not bless them, you cripple them. When you cover for them, excuse them, and bail them out, you rob them of the lesson that could provoke them to change. Jesus himself gave a parable that illustrated the cost of laziness. In Matthew 25:24-30, he tells of a servant who was given a talent but chose to bury it instead of investing it. When the master returned, he did not reward the servant's fear or excuses. He called him wicked and lazy and took away what little he had. This is a biblical warning. Those who refuse to move will eventually lose even what they have. Let me make this plain. There is a difference between those who cannot work and those who will not work.
Is threats and anti-Semitism spread around the world, now more than ever, our nation